Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today is the second video that I'm recording and I'm talking once again about India. Guess what? I'm talking about the India, yes. But this is gonna be the last video because otherwise my life is gonna be stuck on this. So remembering about the past. So I wanna move on. So now I'm in Oman anyway because let's say, okay, this is a video about 1 month in India, so I'm gonna talk about this one more time for last time, but also has been 3 months of traveling because today is 14, 15, so it's actually 3 months. So this video is important, really important. Maybe not like the one which I talked about how much I spent, but anyway, I think this is also quite interesting because maybe you can do something like that, or maybe you can get a lot of, and you want to get a lot of info about traveling in India. Probably if you open YouTube, you know that channel where you can watch videos for free. You're gonna see, I don't know how many millions of people and video on about India, and also that show you the outside, so not only a room and a guy which talks, but this is my setup right now and I'm gonna improve that soon. Anyway, now I've been in this place in Oman for a week, and I'm happy about that because sometimes you just need to rest and reorganize things. So this is a stop in Oman, in Muscat, of about 8-9 days. Yes, 8 before going on with the rest of the travel, but it's part of the travel as well. So I'm writing down how much I'm spending and I'm trying to get the best, for example, from this experience, even in kind of extreme conditions, because it's 45 now outside. Is always really sunny and I'm also a bit far from the city, but all of these are fine because I had to make a choice to stay to be hosted by this couch surfer, which ended up being the best experience. This guy I'm gonna suggest then later is just the best. Sam, thank you very much. If one day you get to see this video, or maybe then when you come back from work I just say, oh, Sam, watch my last video. So this is a public thank you to him because I got simply the best hospitality and the best experiences, like Friday night, for example. Not only, so just a small thing. Friday night we went to this ceremony, pre-marriage ceremony. So in the Arab way, religious way, in a mosque, and then we had food, and then the evening continue in a curious restaurant, Pakistani restaurant, where there was a curious singer popular here. So we ended up be part of something that I can't really explain with food, with drinks, and with people. And that was a nice experience anyway. Okay, let's talk about India. Okay, what can I say? I've been 1 month, like the previous video explained well. 33 nights between the 6th of May and the 8th of June. So like 10 days ago, something like that. Okay, where I've been in India, I landed in Mumbai, coming from Abu Dhabi Zayed Airport with Etihad, which was the best flight ever. In Mumbai, I stayed for a week and I had the nice inside view, let's say, of a city like Mumbai, which is millions, 10, 15, I don't know, millions of people, which is really expensive if you have to buy, to rent. You can go there to study, to work, etc. But being in a neighborhood close to the sea also, not too far from the place where all the they say that the rich people lives in Mumbai as well. Kardanda, if anyone has been there. I simply got the right start, because it's a place where you can already see the way of living, the way of living, the routine, what they eat, what they do, where they go, who they are, and the people they met, and the things that you can buy in small shops, in the local, let's say, or the lady that you can see, the lady that sell fruit and vegetables, and all the obvious things that you already probably know. But what I want to say is that it's nice, because it's not a hotel in a kind of skyfall in a big palace close to a shopping center, but was Kardanda, was this neighborhood, really nice, with all the problems that you can get also in India, no? So the noise, the smell, the garbage, etc. But I stayed 1 week and was enjoyable, because then from there I could simply stay there or going everywhere else in Mumbai, because the local trains which goes in the city, which stays in the city, and local buses are simply amazing, because you find them everywhere. You can go everywhere from where you are, and also without tuk-tuk possibly, just with transport, and is ridiculously cheap for us. So that's a thumbs up. From Mumbai, after a week, I decided, I had the choice. Should I go north? Should I go south? Should I go reaching the coastline on the left? Should I go on the other side? I decided to go down and to reach, to go, let's say, along the coast, reaching the state region of Goa. And in particular, I decided, and basically I found, because I didn't know nothing about the area, this place, Anjuna. Anjuna used to be a hippie village during the 70s, then became a party place for festivals, music, trance, techno, dance, house, so all this kind of entertainment, because it's just easy to do that, because you get the sea, you get a really quiet place, a nice vibe, all these guest houses, and there are all these places really close, or even directly on the beach, which remind me many places in Europe, for example, and who knows, also for the rest of the world. So it was simply amazing. Also, not that I choose the place, or I appreciate too much the party side, because luckily for me, it was end of the season, so and the rainy season was about to start. Actually, it started while I was there, so I know that during the year there are a lot of DJs going there, and few of them, they were already doing some nights, some events there. But anyway, it was the end of the season, so I could appreciate also the quiet side of a really nice place like that. The food, I found the food really amazing and cheap from the beginning, because you can have a bite everywhere with samosa, a pav, a vada pav, and a chai, or a biscuit, etc. And then you go for a thali, a vegetable thali with rice, dal, etc. And you spend 100 rupees maximum, let's say. So, which is €1, 80 pound, 80p, less than £1. So, food was best. You don't get much meat, which I'm okay with. For meat lovers, then you get meat everywhere, okay, but for example, in UK is all about chicken curry is not the main dish, definitely in India, or in that side of part of India that I've seen. You can go veg most of the time, and which is also better for you possibly. But when you are hungry for meat, you get the chicken, etc. Obviously, then in where more people goes, in more touristic places, you get few fast food as well. I found Costa Coffee, Subway, and this for me is really sad because it's a contamination that I never like to see in the world. But anyway, these huge companies make a lot of money, I'm sure, and for people that go in a place and want to continue their previous life, because it's just a life, it's okay. They go there, they have a burger with coffee and all the rest. But if you want to travel and get the experience, yeah, just avoid buy a burger and sausage in Anjuna. Okay, anyway, then the Chinese you start to see the Chinese, the Nepalese, all these amazing parts side of the world. So go for that. It's cheaper, healthier, and you discover a lot of things, new things. Okay, anyway, from there I stayed only 2 days at the beginning, then I ended up staying a week because I simply found a nice hotel where I had a kitchen, where I had a shower, which is not always available as a facility in places, and it was really cheap, around £3, so really good. And also this place was close to the famous hill of Anjuna, where they did also festivals in the past, and it's amazing because it's my kind of place. So you go there, you hike, let's say, for 20 minutes, half an hour, and then you get amazing view on the sea. So you are between the sea, the forest of palms, on these walking on these red gravel roads. So that was definitely my place. Really quiet. I was the only tourist, and once these parties were over, you could enjoy the sunset on the beach and the really hot water. So that was for me the best experience. But I had to stop and to go on, because not to stop but to go on, because rainy season was starting, so it became miserable in a few hours, no, after a week. So I say, okay, now I'm gonna go to Panaji. Panaji is the capital, the main city of the region or state of Goa, and as the particular thing that Portuguese were used to colonize the place, and you can still see, and it became famous and touristic as well, and good for Instagram. You can see a lot of small houses, really colored, really European and really Portuguese. There are still people, let's say half Portuguese, half Indian, or Portuguese which moved there, or vice versa, I don't know. And you can see small cafeterias, restaurant, things that you normally don't see in India but are there because of the past and because became a touristic attraction. In fact, I didn't go there because it's too expensive. So it's something that obviously you want to see, and is nice, and also maybe you feel home if one day you are particularly down, I don't know, but it's nice. And the downside was that people get annoyed, Indians possibly, yeah, from people that goes there and do pictures. So everywhere police write or you find signals saying don't take pictures, we are just normal human beings living in our houses, which is fair enough, but is annoying as well, because you expect people going there for that reason. Otherwise it's just, yeah, it's a capital, but it's just a normal place where people does their life. it was nice because there is this huge temple on the hill, because the hill was really close to the hostel where I stayed, the Go hostel, which you can find in many other places in the country. You can walk for hours, and it's a proper hill, and there is these nice red temples. Unfortunately, it was raining like crazy, so once I was at the top of the hill, it started to rain and became miserable, unfortunately. So remind me about UK, which is not good. Anyway, I'm joking, and that's part of the travel as well. Something that I discovered, because they say that has started earlier than usual, for example, but yeah, now I know. So next year, I definitely, if God want, and if my life allow me to do this thing another time or a few more times, I definitely want to go back, and possibly doing all the others, or few of the others famous Southeast Asian countries that travelers, cheaply travelers, solo travelers, or travelers in general, even for holidays, care so much about, look so much on, because it's so cheap and it's so beautiful, and is another side of the world completely different. Now I know that this season is not going to be the best for traveling that side of the world, or because it's going to be cheap and you're going to end up be about the only tourist, it's going to be challenging. So it's going to be really hot, for example, being here in Oman and the Emirates. It's going to be really hot being in the south of Egypt. It's going to be rainy if you are in India, but there's always the upside, so the pros and cons in everything. So just to say that, okay, negative or tricky situation and things can happen in a long travel, because when you are in a holiday and you have this week or these 2 weeks during the year, everything has to be perfect. So you get angry, nervous about everything. No, we know what we are talking about. You know what I mean. When you travel long term, let's say for a longer period, something can go wrong. So it's okay, and from the negative situation, you can get something useful for you, or you can go for a better place, for a better situation, and you can write down something for the future. Okay, that's just something that I wanted to say. What I did after Panaji, because it was raining, I spent one day in Old Goa, because you want to go there as well. I don't have too many memories about Old Goa, apart that, oh yeah, it was raining, so I wasn't too happy, and not cold but raining simply. I stayed because I went there for a day, and I wanted to spend that day there. I went to see all the nice cultural and historical places, which are Hindu temples, etc. Buildings that are still there, churches, etc. Because, oh yeah, I haven't said, for example, in the previous videos in the other languages, in Italian, but you get a great community of Christian Catholics, and so churches, for example, and cross, etc. in Goa, which I appreciate as well, because you find yourself, no? You find something familiar, and also for people that don't believe or don't follow, is, let's say, something that you find in your side of the world, no? In your maybe daily life. So it's nice, and also it's something that you learn about the culture, about the people, because there are Muslims in Karnataka. I've seen temples, mosque with the muezzin calling for the prayer, which is the routine in the Arabic countries, Islamic Arabic countries where I've been and where I am. There are Hindu temples, there are churches, there are communities of many different cultures and religions. So it's nice. India is amazing for that as well. After Goa, I had to think about where to go and what to do, and the choice ended up being Hampi. So try to go to Hampi. Why? Because Hampi is another main attraction destination with a lot of things to do, to see, especially temples. Everyone go to Hampi if you are in that side of in that part of India. So for going to Hampi, I took the second because I forgot and I skipped the first really long travel, let's say, with Indian Railway. Going to Hampi meant going to Hubli first, and then from there I found my way to Hampi. In particular, I stayed in another small place, village, not for staying to directly in Hampi because it's big, is touristic and prices went up. This small place, which I don't remember the name now, it was really nice. Probably is my highlight of the travel, because I found this small guest house and the village is just, I'm gonna write in the description the name of the village. It's just so small and local that I could in a couple of days where I decided to walk in the village, I simply got the attention of all the kids, all the families, all the people, with the pros and cons. So I got sometimes embarrassed because I come there with money, even if I'm not a tourist, and clothes, and even if you want to go simply and try not to attract too many eyes, but it's gonna happen anyway. Kids especially, because they live on the road basically all day, most of them, if they don't go to school, which I discovered that is free education in India, but a large part, especially in rural areas, is all about the family. So family decide not to not allow the kids going to school, because simply maybe they don't trust, maybe, and they don't have that kind of culture, and they have something that they want to continue in the countryside or in small shops, etc. Anyway, these kids, obviously, few of them, surprisingly, they talked in English as well. So I made pictures, and they were happy, and sometimes the parents not much, but few of them were curious as well, said hi, and is something to remember. I made a good memory, and it can become heavy, obviously, after a few days. Maybe you decide to skip a certain road, etc. But if you want to go, deeply in the culture, that's something nice. So about this place, I will remember this, and also that the environment, the landscape is just amazing. There are these huge rocks all around it, shaped like, I don't know, by giant that just throw these rocks on the land, on our earth. It's just amazing. The nature side, a lot of ponds, rivers, the palms, a lot of fields with the dal, lentils, rice, which then are gonna be flooded during the rainy season. And this red gravel is just something that impressed me. And this region of Karnataka has these features, these characteristics, which I liked a lot. I forgot to say that from Mumbai to Anjuna, I stopped. I did my first long, about 7 hours travel on a train in a general coach. This is something to say because it's famous. It's famous for them. Is daily routine, daily life, because they are a huge population, a lot of people, and they move a lot. They go. They don't tend to not stay in a place. No, so they move a lot, most of them. So it's such an experience. If you go in the first coach, or you go to spend more money, you don't get the same experience, but you get the comfort. I choose to get the experience, and I even slept a bit in a train station to get the first bus in the morning. Everything is something to remember to me, because I simply got 10 phone numbers and 20 pictures, something like that, because people get curious, and so they want to talk to you, and they want to know, and they are kind of proud that someone from far is there and sharing a place, having decided to share a coach with them. Few of them went crazy about that. They bought food for me, they bought water, and even if they have a lot less money than you, they will be like the richest person on earth for you. So it's just something amazing to me. And I stopped 2 days in Roja, 3 days in Roja, 3 of the 8 nights in Workaway. This was the first Workaway, which at that time, I just wanted to stop in the countryside to reorganize ideas and to do an experience, because it's a big part in this trip anyway. No, also see if I can do a countryside life one day, and I'm really attracted in this period of my life about these people, from these people that build self-sustainable natural materials, their house, their home, and they do the shower outside. Obviously this side of the world has good weather and a lot of nature and a lot less stupid rules and corruption, even if you really go deep in the story, then also corruption is everywhere in India, etc. But anyway, these people can actually go to the market, to the village, buy the bamboo, or cut the palm leaves, and go home, and in their land that they bought, build a structure and living on it. No, we always, people that are interested in it, obviously, or talk about off-grid life and this kind of stuff is kind of luxury in Europe, etc. Because when you talk about green and eco-build, etc., an engineer, an architect, or the council, etc., think that you are rich and you want to do something different, and these kind of things. And so materials required are more expensive or are less, but people just try to make money out of these ideas. So eco villages, all these new generation kind of things, natural, etc., which I'm really looking for in this period, can be tricky in that side of the world, in our side of the world. So I wanted to discover how it's possible and affordable in other places that I go. This Workaway, anyway, already 28 minutes. Okay, I'm only at point 1 of the list. It was the same in the video in Italian. But anyway, then I think the places that I've seen is the most, no? And then all the other things I can go a little bit faster, but then probably I will do another video as well, who knows. Anyway, this Workaway ended up being short compared to my previous initial idea, because simply this guy preferred to smoke and rest and enjoy life, also because he switched from a builder work in Dubai and that in cities, to a rural life. He has a girlfriend living in Mumbai, which used to come in the weekend. Another mate that bought another land next to him, then did a Workaway once, and then came back to sharing ideas, etc. So it's completely fine. I wanted to stay there only 1 week. It wasn't the right time for him and for me. I felt that after a few hours, because everything was a no. And also eating together was difficult because they didn't want really to share too much, like when I wanted to try to cook something, etc. They prefer to stay on their things, knowledge and all the things. So I think I didn't feel too welcome, and probably it was just me, it wasn't the right time. Anyway, it was free, and I got experiences as well, because we went with Mahindra Jeep or with a bike to the village, and I met the neighborhood and all the things. So thumbs up anyway. After that, okay, I talked about my way to Hampi from Hubli, and by staying in this village next to Hampi, really close, just crossing the river, which was another experience with a small ferry, a small boat, 2 minutes, 20 rupees. This guy did that as a job, so stay all day under a tree, and then going from side to side, from one side of the river to the other, bringing people to Hampi and from Hampi. Okay, anyway, 2-3 days in Hampi, and then another of probably the first down time, so I had to try to understand the potential day to go out from India, because anyway more than 2 weeks were already gone, because it's like that. If 1 week was in Jordan was 1 week, in Mumbai was 1 week, then 3, 4, 5 days in the rest of the places that I say, the Hubli, Hampi. And I'm not talking about also the stops between hospital, etc., all the stops between places, and sometimes it took me 2 or even 3 days to go in a place, no? So the travel, the time went just on and on. So after Hampi, so I already made the decision to stay in the inland, no, because everyone said don't go in the coastline, because my idea at the beginning was going down to Kerala, but they say if you stay in the inland, maybe you are less likely to end up in the rain. So maybe the rain is coming from south, and then is going more likely to go in the coastline. So yeah, that was right. I didn't have any more rain, apart from probably a couple of storms in 2 weeks. And so in the inland from Hampi, I said, okay, this is time for another work away, because I wanted to stop and to do another proper experience. So after a couple of days, I went down to Penukonda. Then I stopped in Anantapur for a night, to going down to Penukonda, and then Roda. So Roha was the first, close to Mumbai, after a week, and Rodam between Karnataka and Andhra Pradesh, where then I ended up before the workaway, was the second place of the workaway, and this is right now the best workaway. Well, no, in Egypt I had a good workaway as well. Probably that was I don't know, I don't want to do compares, but this has been such an experience, like the other one in Egypt. Yes, I loved, because their routine based on looking after animals and try to build a life and an income on that. So selling milking in the morning, milking in the evening, going to the village, selling the milk, buying chickens, try to sell eggs, sell chickens, buy other animals, and they had goats, they had also a lot of birds, many different colors, and 3 dogs, and many animals. and also a lot of plants. So they wanted to put seeds of many different varieties of beans, dals, lentils, rice, and plants were mango, were pulps, were fruits, many things, nuts, etc. And the favorite part for me was like try to get the inside view and try to their way of life, especially when the neighborhood, a few neighbors went every day, came to help us, and we worked together. We tried to talk, even if English it wasn't available because they couldn't talk. And then we went with the tractor to help them to carry some hay for our animals, and etc. I stayed 1 week. I could stay more. It was hard work and a hard life, because then this self-built house with natural materials was windows open, door open in the night sometimes, so you get noises, you get suspicious, you can't sleep, it's windy, it's hot, flies come in, mosquitoes. One night we had a rat going around the kitchen, a lot of food left outside, a mess around, not much hygiene, so factors that can make your experience tricky and not for everyone. But I enjoyed, I liked. I was tired. I still have some cut somewhere in my arms and legs, nothing important, but yeah, after a week I said, okay, that's it, it's time to go on, especially because in that days I bought a ticket for going out of India because rainy was coming, and temperature was good, weather was good, but rainy season was about to come. So Bangalore ended up being the right place to be, because for flying in the other destination to slowly try to go back to Europe or UK, Bangalore was okay. So I tried to stay in the area. The workaway, in fact, was already between, let's say, Anantapur, Hampi, Penukonda, and Bangalore. So about Bangalore, which was like the last 3-4 nights, I don't have the best experience, and I don't have the best memory, but has been helpful anyway in the economy of my trip in general, because I got scammed 2 times, once also in Anjuna the first night. But anyway, Agoda is this website where you can book hotels, you can book also flight, etc. But I used Agoda for hotels, and it's really cheap, because even compared to Booking, because you get a lot of coupons with discount, etc. But hotels, especially the Oyo and O, which are like businesses, hotels that you can find in many places in India, are not really aware of this Agoda, or anyway they try to scam you by saying that the price that you booked, and you normally have to pay in advance when you book, so not when you arrive, is ridiculously cheap. So they say no, it happens 2 times, and another time in Anjuna. No, the price is too low, give us more money, or even no, the place is full, no, go away because you are a tourist, you are a foreign, and you want to scam us. So I didn't get the best experience, but in particular one time, this guy was just from the beginning, no, it's full, go, I'm not gonna help you. I say, okay, what can I do? You are on Agoda. I booked you said okay, now I come here and you say that it's full and I already paid and you don't want to refund me. What can I do? Help me? He said no, go. Other people became a weird situation. I decided to try to call a customer service, which you can imagine the struggle, the language. There is a random number, maybe doesn't exist, maybe they don't answer. Luckily was only, we are talking about £3 less. But anyway, it's more the principle, you know. It's not a nice situation, nice experience, but then I managed to have another coupon, have a refund, and actually the customer care after probably 1 hour managed to contact the place. The place said, yeah, okay, let's find another place for him. I said, no, thank you. I'm gonna find another place by myself. What I want to say that, yeah, things can happen, things like this in a city of 15 or 16 million of people, a place that you have never been, you come as a basically only foreign, and you book in the morning for going in the afternoon, and all this situation, because especially I was rushing and I wanted to stay as close as possible to the airport, no? So yeah, these things can happen, but you have to bear in mind that something better can happen, and from a downside and the negative things, something in life and destiny balance and give you another opportunity. Or if not, you have to think like that, and this has to be your view on lives and on I mean on during the travel. I know I'm not a guru, but what I want to say is that I ended up in the best hotel of the whole trip, and probably from the beginning as well. Not because I'm really looking on comfortable hotels, because I normally choose other ways, couchsurfing, hostel, etc. But in India in particular, I think that you need to rest at the end of the day, to try to be clean, to wash stuff, things, clothes, and to rest. Yeah, because it's not easy. It's humid, hot, noisy, as I said. So if you go in hostels every night, like in Panaji, it's just a mess. People most of the time are not respectful. If you are younger, they want to go out. Is normal. I mean, it's not about India, but is about the people, you know. So, and the cheaper it is, the more likely, and yeah, it tend to be more like that. No, so this was a nice hotel, and for €6, which there was a lot, but was okay, because it was an emergency situation. I got the best place, even if obviously you can say something, because India style shower, toilet, no, all these things, but it was clean. There was also AC and fan, and a nice and quiet place to stay, with a few refreshment for breakfast and etc. Kettle, tea, coffee, these kind of things, which I don't really mind normally, but for spending the nights before a flight and a new traveling experience with a new flight company, Salam Air, which tried to scam me from the beginning, and a new country, etc., a new difficult, hard policy on luggages, etc. You need some rest. So it was nice. Anyway, yeah, going around Bangalore probably is a lot more interesting and compared to what I've done, because a lot of people goes there from the let's say old Karnataka villages around, and for studying, and there are a lot of companies in the IT, etc. They have the metro, a lot of devices and tools for making your travel experience more comfortable, even in train station, etc. No QR code, etc. But I didn't see too much, nothing about the city, because with a couple of days I stay, okay, let's stay closer to the airport, as close as possible, with all these scams going around as well. I could, oh yeah, about saving money, I could save a little bit more as well, not this 6 euro and the previous ones, etc., by being hosted by these people of the Workaway, because they both used to live in Mumbai. They are still living in Mumbai, and sometimes they go back to see families, but they choose to stay in the countryside next to Rotterdam, close to Rotterdam, just because they didn't really enjoy the city life. They both offer me to host me, but I don't know why. I had the feeling of wanting to stay on the road, go back on solo traveling, and also they were pretty close to the city center. So I simply decided to try my own way. Also, I lost a lot of time in the traffic, etc., moving between places. And so maybe I could save a little bit more money and get the better experience. But anyway, that was the end of the travel. So as you can hear and see, not many places, but obviously each place then can be explained a lot more, a lot better, with all the things that they've seen. But anyway, is around 46 minutes. And yeah, I stopped the previous one in Italian, the same video in Italian, when it was around 55 minutes, and I realized that only one point of 10-15 I was really explained of my list. So anyway, let's try to make a really fast, explanation of the rest. So I talked about where I've been, and I write down also consideration of buses, train, tuk-tuk, because it's cheap, because you can reach every single part and villages in the country, and is a proper experience. Tuk-tuk tend to be expensive, you can be scammed, but obviously you can always say no. And if you end up in a place and is late and the bus is not available, etc., you can always call and go for a tuk-tuk. Then, how not to talk about the food and the changes of the food in the regions and states. We had to. So I'm gonna do probably another video, because I talked about the thali, the vegetable options, the curry, also the chai, the samosa, the puffs, and all the things that we can consider, the biryani, the rice, the dal, etc. But it's interesting see how things change from places to places. This doesn't happen in UK, this happens in places like Italy or others, or even maybe in UK, but not for my experience. Simply there are things, bread for example, which roti, etc., and then the paneer, the cheese. There are things that are connected to the land, and they are produced locally. So this means that it's not imported, it's healthier, etc., etc., and so things changes across the country. This is something that I want to have in my life. So not having the fast food, the takeaway culture, or the packed bread, or all these weird things, because it's not healthy, and you can see that on people, for example, in that side of the world. I don't want to talk bad about this, but it's just something that I feel is right for me. So when you go to the supermarket and you see everything packed in a lot of plastic coming from Morocco, Kenya, South Africa, etc., is not good. I know that is how politics works and how a country is run because of the economies. For example, in UK you have a lot of apples, but they want to eat all year round raspberries, these things, and oranges, etc. So obviously everything has to be imported, because the country doesn't have this. I talk about UK because I've been there, but it's you can say the same for many other countries, no? So this is not good for your body and for your wallet and for the environment, because there's so much plastic. I used to live alone in UK. After 1 week I had a huge, these black bins, a huge bin of plastic and paper to throw away. This is not correct, because it doesn't happen when I'm traveling. Not because I'm not in a place, but because there are markets. You go on the road, you buy food and vegetables, which are grown a mile away. You can do that as well in Buckingham, for example, etc. But when you ask, oh, these nice tomatoes, where they come from? Morocco. So that's not a market. It's just another way to rob people by sort of scams, because then people say, oh, I went to the market to buy food, but then it's not that. So the bread, I mean, many things. Okay, anyway, there's also some nice buns, loaves baked in UK locally. So the food and the regions, 50 minutes. Okay, the cities and the scams. So cities, once again, I realize that cities are not for me, even if there's some kind of adventure that you want to embrace at the beginning. So that's always the downside, the scam, etc. Workaway experience and couchsurfing experiences, so thumbs up, but also tricky conditions and situations sometimes, especially with couchsurfing, which I ended up not doing, because also another time happens for the same reason of the nudism, which maybe is anyway is totally fine. Nature and temples, and the fact that sometimes they want you to pay, or the offerings that you can do. But yeah, the nature is a huge part of the country in India. Definitely all the journey that I did with the bus as well, especially the one from the coastline to Hubli, which I remember really well, because we were jumping, because I was sitting at the really end of and also in the middle of the bus, and there was kind of mountain road with rain that came in the previous days, so we had to avoid roadworks, holes in the road, and we went on the gravel, etc. Anyway, nature is the huge part of the country, which is another thing that I really appreciate. And for example, I appreciate also about UK, because the green is life, no? So I really love that. And also you get the sea, and you get the palms, etc. And you get the monkeys. The monkey used to be my favorite animal when I was a kid, because I had this puppy, a toy. I'm talking about a toy, a yellow monkey. It's not real, but then there you get two main type of monkey, for example. Anyway, yeah, monkeys are everywhere, especially in certain parts. In Hampi, they literally own the place. And also because there is Hanuman. Hanuman is the god, the monkey god. So monkey is kind of untouchable, and is so funny. It can be dangerous. Be aware. And also people give food, which is not good, because then they become dependent on human, etc. What else? The seasons, and when people goes, and the rainy season, unfortunately, May, June until September. So people are not there, no tourists, which is good. Which is also, it means that this is cheaper period of the year, cheapest period of the year. But you have to be aware that it's not easy. Definitely, it's hot, it's humid, and is tricky. I've been following Behind the Trip, for example. Is an Italian YouTube channel. Angela and Paolo. They have been 6-7 times in India, in many places, and I don't know, but I think they normally don't go. They go more in the winter, beginning of the year, I think, from what I seen recently, especially. I don't know about the previous times or the first times they've been there, but I didn't see too much rain, so I remember them talking about the heat. So heat is definitely something that you have to consider. And we are getting to the end, even if obviously every of this point of this thing can be explained in a single video, because India is just amazing. How to pay? I didn't expect that, but I went for cash from Morocco on, because it's simpler, because it works like that in small places, in small markets, and when you go on the road to buy fruit and vegetables and bread. So I say, okay, there is this lady selling in front of her house a chai and 2 biscuits. I'm gonna pay with cash. Even in this place or in the market, local market with fruit and vegetables, you're gonna pay. They are more happy if you pay with the QR code and the app. Everyone has the QR code, so you're gonna hear this voice saying you are paying 50 rupees, etc., etc. So yeah, sometimes happens that I had 100 rupees, for example, because I got cash at the beginning. I went there to pay a chai of 10 rupees. They say, no, what are you doing? Pay with the QR code, for example. Then the garbage, the rubbish outside, tradition, behavior of the people, spitting, calling you, hey, like they call the animals, shouting, all of these. I'm not gonna say that are bad things, because this is our point of view. So even before going to UK, I thought that burping, for example, or other things are something that you don't have to do when you eat or when you are with other people, but then there is normal. So it is the same as spitting or doing other things in other places in the world. When you travel, you are someone that look on and watch things from the outside, and you don't judge. You arrive at a certain level of judgment, and then you just watch, and you are open-minded. So everything is okay. You can get disappointed by things, especially garbage and rubbish, but then when you do experience like the Workaway, Couchsurfing, etc., you get to talk with people. They explain, because that's what we did at the beginning. So clearing from plastic, metal, glass, etc., all the area, the land that these people bought. No? Then you understand that all the garbage that you collected stay there for a month or more, because there's no a chain behind or after that is organized for clearing then your rubbish, etc., etc. There's not a green island, green place where they then choose and divide your rubbish, no, plastic, etc. So, or maybe there is, they are trying to, in cities, in Mumbai, they write down, do this, do that, let's try to be green, not throw your rubbish away, but then it becomes the normal behavior of the people. So even on the train, correct people, police, families, kids, they drink and then they throw from the window. Okay, I can get fined maybe in another part of the world. That's their way of life, of doing things. So this is another thing to write down and to note in a travel. And then this is gonna be, because it's 1 hour now, the last point. So yeah, characteristics and of India and next travels. Okay, I'm in Oman, and there is the real and etc. as a currency, and I'm about to go to Istanbul tomorrow in the morning, early morning. So tomorrow at this time I should be hopefully in Istanbul. And Turkey, a new travel, a new country, a new experience. Islamic Arabic countries are definitely a thumbs up to me. I really appreciate the people and the culture from Morocco on, through Egypt, Emirates, and even India, etc. So I think I will enjoy that. I think I will also get, by getting closer to Europe, start to get also all the downside. It's going to be expensive, the weather is going to be possibly a little bit less pleasant to me, and even if also now it's tricky, and all the rest, but a lot more tourism, etc. But anyway, it's something that I need, because it simply has to end at some point, and so this is not ended yet, but it has to be, and it want to be the start of the coming back, go back. So totally fine. And yeah, this is 1 hour, so I don't know how many people can actually spend this time to see a video, but anyway, all these things is more helpful to me, for me, because I like to talk about things, to practice, and to understand if this is all of this is affordable, and also for you guys, if you are interested and curious about this. Go to India. At the end, I can say go to India and go back another time and go back a third time. Try not to have a lot of concept in your mind and not to go as a tourist, otherwise it's gonna be difficult, it's gonna be tricky, and you ended up with being scammed and be disappointed. Go for more than a normal period of holiday, because it's too less time to get the experience and to understand people and places. Just switching off the air conditioning. Go to India and experience that. Everything is gonna be amazing for you. Okay, let's close this video here, and sorry for my English and for the length of this video. Next time I will be probably in Turkey, or maybe I will explain more better in a better way things about this travel, who knows. Anyway, in the meantime, stay safe, go traveling cheaply, and bye bye.